another
Come
shot.
on. And something about I'm gonna be high.
Y'all stand there and stare.
I heard I was gonna be high on Jesus. I heard it. That's why I need another shot.
Overflow. With your love.
Yes.
Oh, now.
Yeah, they ain't too hyped because you never had two different shots, huh? If you had you'll know the shot if you had that shot
Now.
and the worldly, and you had the spiritual shot.
You know. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. No. Yes, you will.
Two different shots. Two different shots.
Come on,
The shot that the God got for you, the love of shot,
Yeah.
it take you from miles away.
come on now.
Miles away.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. God gave me a shot today. Before I knew I had to hear the word, and I read the word. Body was going through things. I'm studying going through things.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. And before I got here, I lost my job kind of. So before I got here, a lady called me.
Got something greater.
And then I was supposed to go to work tonight. And I text my boss. He didn't reply. So, oh well. I called him. I said, I'm gonna give him 30 minutes. Didn't answer. So that's man, I got some work to do. So then the lady called me 30 minutes, 6:30. I'm getting ready to come here to church. She's like, hey, I have a security job out here in Lancaster for you.
Come on, Quincy.
Come on now.
And then in the back of my head, I was just saying, like, I'm backed up before I got COVID a few weeks. So they don't pay you like a month. The 2 weeks I was gone, that whole 2 weeks, I have not got paid. And then they fire you afterward. They shortened me afterwards. So it was just a whole lot of things going on. I'm sitting there, and while I was in bed today, I said, whatever you have for me, Lord, I accept it.
That's
Right
it.
there. That's it.
Right there. Right there.
And right when I said I accepted it,
Come on.
that's when
The phone rung.
the phone rang.
Come on. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
You have to know whatever the Lord has for you. If He takes it, He gives it. But you have to know. You have to accept the things that you go through in life. You got to tell Him, I accept it.
That's it.
So today,
Wow.
if you want to give this a title, I would call this "Bitterness Can Be Kindness."
Oh, my God.
And I was slaying it. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, everybody talk about the creation of man, but nobody talk about the snake. And I said, okay, Lord. He said, everyone in his house was or are a snake.
Come on.
Teach.
Come on. You always
said-
with the you. You know. Come on.
I said, okay. He said, everyone is a snake, and everybody was a snake. And you probably still is a snake. Where you at in your life. Depending on where you at in your life, you probably is a snake. Everybody's looking like, what are you talking about? I ain't no snake.
Come on.
I ain't no snake.
Come on.
You gonna break it down?
Well, I'm about to break it down to you.
Oh, I knew you was.
We're gonna go. I have to give you the full piece. I can't just go by straight to one part of the word. I do not work like that. I operate. So the creation of man and women.
Come on.
This is the account of. Sorry if you want to roll with me. I am in Genesis 2 and 4.
There you go. My God.
If you got it, say amen.
Amen.
Genesis 2 is just a couple pages flip.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah, look again. You can't
You in the middle, you went too far.
You need to get back in your Bible.
Go ahead.
So this is the creation of man and women. This is the count of heaven and earth when they were created at the time when the Lord God made earth and heaven, while bushes and plants were not on the earth. Yet because the Lord God hadn't sent rain on the earth. If you want to know, I am coming out of God's translations too. So
Okay, go ahead.
in this case, y'all like, well, I'm not in. Okay. God have not sent rain on the earth yet. Also, there was no one to form the land. Instead, underground water would come up from the earth and water the entire surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the earth. And he blew the breath of life into his nostrils. Somebody say blow. Yeah, he gave me some more. The man became a living being. And this particular part right here, God told me, he said, when I blow, it's only two things I do when I blow. I only blow life or death.
Yes.
I said, what do you mean? I said, dang. He said, some people, I have to breathe life into them. Even if they in a dead situation, I breathe life into them.
Come on.
Or when things is too high and they too cocky, I could bring death to their life. Not meaning saying straight death, but put you at a standstill mode.
Come on, blow away your stuff.
He said, you got to remember when Job and them, his kids were doing things, I blew.
Yeah,
I blew the wind. And they died, right? So I put Job into his standstill mind for him to get his stuff right. I said, okay, I'll get you on that. The Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east. There where he put the man who he had formed. The Lord God made all the trees grow out of the ground. These trees was nice to look at, and their fruits was good to eat. Knowledge of good and evil grew in the middle of the garden. A river flew from Eden to water the garden. Outside of the garden, it divided into 4 rivers. The name of the first river is, how you say this one? Pison? Pison? That's what I always get. Pison. This is the one that wins throughout Havala. Havala? Okay. Where there is gold. Ooh, imagine where you could go to somewhere. There's already gold there. Where there is gold. The gold of that land is pure gold. Not that stuff that been broken down. It's already pure. I hate this word. Bedim and Oxy. I got that one. I was studying that. Onyx are also found there. The name of the second river is Gohan. And there is the one that winds throughout Sidon. The name of the third river is Tigris. This is the one that flows east of Azara. The fourth, Azira. The fourth river is the Ephraim. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Then the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to form the land and took care of it. The Lord God commanded the man. He commanded him. He told the man first. He said, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden. He gave the command to the man first. Said, eat anything.
Come on now, tell the truth. Tell the whole truth.
But you, from any tree in the garden, but you must never eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows, all right, I shouldn't be eating from this.
Come on.
Because when you eat from it, you will certainly die. Told him you will certainly die. It's a for sure.
Come on.
Then the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is right for him. Because God knows we ain't supposed to be alone. I don't know what I would do without one. If you ain't got one, you should ask God and seek for one. Because without a woman, without a helpmeet, somebody to tell you, not to help you, to encourage you. There you go. The word. To encourage you. Lately, my wife been the most encouraging woman on earth since she been pregnant. I told her, I texted her, I said, man, you've been so changed lately. I know my wife, man. Okay, the Lord God formed all the winds and animals. The Lord God had formed all the winds and the animals and all the birds. You see, the Lord God had formed all the wind, all the wild animals. He formed all the wild animals and all the birds out of the ground. Then he brought them to the man to see what he would call them. Wherever the man called each creator became his name. So the man named all the dominant animals and all the birds and all the wild animals. But the man found no helper who was right for him. So the Lord God caused him to fall into deep sleep. Deep sleep. Not no, he put him into a surgical. While the man was sleeping, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the flesh at the place. Then the Lord God formed a woman from the rib that he had taken from the man and brought her to the man. And I remember I said, oh God, it's crazy because I was wondering, why do men have female tendencies?
Come on here.
And why do women as hard as men? God had to bring me back to he made in the spirit woman first. Then he made male. But in this flesh, he made male first and then female. I was like, what? So in the spirit realm, sometimes, man, it's very sensitive.
Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on here. Come on here.
We just hide ours a little bit more.
Come on, but it's there. Go ahead on.
And then in the female, the woman is more kind of because in the spirit he made woman first. So I was like crazy about that. I was like, okay. I need some water. I said, why? But the man found no help who was right there with him. So the Lord God called him and fell asleep. And then the man said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So she would be named woman. because she was taken from the man. Thank
Come on.
you, my sister.
Yes.
This is what y'all know I don't be reading, so you know I'll be letting y'all do it. But
That's all right. Come on with it.
this is my man will leave. This is why a man will leave his father and mother and be united with his wife. This is why. So that's why I don't be giving my mama money like I used to. I left the nest, mama. This will become one flesh. The man and his wife were both naked. Now, mind you, they was both naked. And they did not see each other as nothing.
Right.
It was like clothes on them. But they weren't ashamed of it. They weren't ashamed of it. It was normal. I gotta take y'all to the bar.
Come on.
Okay. Okay. The snake was y'all ready?
Come on with it.
Come on, don't be all this anticipation like a scary movie. We need to know.
The snake was more clever. The snake was more clever. All the wild animals the Lord God had made. Clever. I thought about it. I said snake means the snake was more clever, more one of the intelligence of it all. He was smart. And then I was like, okay, Lord said he was very smart. I made him that way. I made him that way. I made him smart. I said, okay. So I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what the snake means real fast.
Come on.
Snake. So, a snake in one part is a treacherous or deceitful person.
I was there before.
Been there, huh?
I've been there.
I've been there too.
I've been there.
Treacherous to a person.
I've been there.
Deceitful.
Yeah.
Deceitful. I can play the role.
Come on now.
I think that's how I got my wife.
Come on.
Deceitful. I'm telling you. She hit me. She hit me with something the other day. She said, "You've been lying to me since I met you." Very deceitful.
Tell the truth. Gross snake.
And then the kids were sitting here and it was like, "What you talking about, mama?"
Come on now.
But it's Tetris, right? But you got to also, he was the most cleverest person on earth, and God made him that way. And so, okay, here we go. He asked the woman, "Did God really say you must never eat the fruit of any tree in the garden?"
Come on. Set her up.
The woman answered, "The snake, we're allowed to eat the fruit from any tree in the garden except the tree in the middle of the garden." So that means God told her already. At one point in time, she knew.
He didn't tell her. Adam did.
God, at one point in time, she knew.
She knew.
She already knew not to eat it. The reason why I said God, because Adam was created from God, and he was God-like. Created in his image. That's why. All right. So she knew not to eat the fruit.
She knew it.
And she did it. Anyways. This is how clever he is, because she already knew, right?
Right.
we're allowed to eat from any tree in the garden except the tree in the middle of the garden. He said, you must never eat or touch it. If you do, you will die. You certainly won't die, snake. The snake told the woman, God knows. See, this is why we gotta, I'm going there because the snake is having a conversation, right? And the snake is the spirit of the enemy was into the snake. And he knew that I had to get a smart person. It's always the smart person that the spirit of the enemy goes into. Also, certainly we won't die. The snake answered to the woman, God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be open. She doesn't even know her eyes will be open. He does though.
Yeah.
That's how smart. He's up.
Yeah. He know what time.
God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be open. You will be like God. You already like God. Right there. Knowing God and evil. The woman saw that the tree had fruit that was good to it, nice to look at. That looked good. Nice. You know what? I never thought about that tree until you said now. You know, that tree is kind of looking, you know how a person gets to talking, you know? I never thought about that. That thing does look kind of good now. I didn't look at it at first, but you know what? Keep talking to me. The woman saw that the tree had fruit that was good to look and nice look, and described it for indescribable for making someone wise. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. So also gave some to her husband, who was with her. This girl was right there with her. He was right there with her.
Come on now, tell the whole truth. Come on, tell the
So
truth.
he was around the corner, around the tree, waiting and watching. Instead of, that'd be our main problem. Instead of stopping in, stop!
Right.
Don't do it!
Right.
That's an animal. I named him. God named him for me. We got this. Don't.
Yeah.
He sat there and watched her. This is what most of our men, we'll sit there and watch our women fall.
Sit right there.
Come on now.
Come on here.
Come on.
Instead of stopping them, tell them, hey, you know, no matter what the consequences might be, because you know your wife might rah at you. But instead of saying something, hey, stop.
You better come on and tell the truth.
We'll go, watch it, and then do what Adam did. Join in, eat it,
All right.
and then we be sitting there. Well, you the one who did it.
Your fault.
It's your fault.
Your fault.
But the Bible said you were the head and not the tail.
God.
So it's your responsibility to call it. If you're above and not beneath,
Come on.
then you're supposed to be above her and tell her what it was. You already knew the consequences of what it was before she even did it.
Don't clear it up on
Because God told you first, gave you the command as the man of God to tell her.
Come on now.
That's what he did.
Come on now.
Why you ain't walking in?
And now she knows, so that she's in trouble too because she knows too.
Yeah.
So both of y'all joined that one, and y'all both know as one.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
Come on. In trouble together.
In trouble together.
Well,
She also gave some to her husband, who was with her,
Who was
and
with
he
her?
ate it. Then their eyes were open,
Then.
and they both realized that they were naked. Hold on. This one, they was like, hold on. What is this? Imagine this. What? Whoa! Whoa! What was this? Whoa! Some hanging back there. You got some hanging right there. What is going on here? This is something different. What is going on here? He did say my eyes is open, huh? These eyes is too open. They sewed fig leaves together and made clothes for themselves. We can't be looking at each other now. This is too much. Oh, in the cool of the evening, the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking around in the garden. So they hid from the Lord God. They knew they was in trouble.
Yeah, they did.
They heard God in the cool of the day. Like, hey, let's get on out of here.
Snaking and stuff, snaking.
Our daddy here. We got to get up out of here. And it's funny because when we get in trouble, we try to hide from God.
Yes, we do.
How you gonna hide from the Creator that knows all and everything? How you gonna hide from a person that knows your beginning to your end? How you gonna hide? You can't hide. That's why a lot of y'all run and run, but you never can run from your calling. You can never. You gotta accept it. I just said it too. I told God, I accept it.
Accept it. Come on.
You got to bow down at some point.
The Lord God walking around in the garden, so they hid from the Lord God among the trees in the garden. The Lord God called to the man and asked him, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden. I was afraid." Oh, you afraid, huh? You wasn't afraid when you ate that. Because I was naked.
Well,
So I hid. God asked, "Who told you?"
Now.
Yeah, that's how a person get in themselves in trouble.
yeah.
They tell on themselves.
Uh-huh.
Who told you these things? I never told you anything like that. So the Lord God, he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat fruit from the tree?"
Huh.
I already knew.
He knew.
God is the smartest thing of all. I command you to not eat from there. That man answered, that woman, the one you gave me, the woman, he blamed the woman. And we want to blame, I was going to say that you want to blame the woman and God at the same time for something you did and your mistakes. The woman you gave, the woman. It's your mistake and you want to blame the woman. Instead of manning up, this the main problem with us men on today. Young men and older men. We don't never take up for our responsibility and the things that we do in life. We always want to blame the next person and all to this. We talk about this in our man's thing. We'll never want to own up to what we did, but our fingers is always pointing at the next person, at this person, at that person. It don't even got to be the woman. It could be your friend.
Come on.
You could be in there, and then you get in trouble in class or something, and you be like, "Oh, it was him. It wasn't me. Well, I didn't do it first. You did it anyways.
Whenever you did it.
If you was part of it, you did it."
That's it. You guilty. That's it. That's how it goes.
Then the Lord God asked the woman, "What have you done?" Here we go. "The snake deceived me, and I ate." The woman answered, "So you gonna let the snake deceive you?
Well,
When I told you what was going on." And the woman now blamed. See, look how the trend went. The man blamed it on the woman and said, "Because it's the woman you gave me, God." And the woman blamed it on the snake.
come on.
Nobody owned up to anything.
Nobody.
That's a little snakish. I know.
Nobody owned up to anything.
I see.
what have you done? The snake deceived me and I ate. The woman answered, so the Lord God said to the snake, now this is where it comes. Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the wild or dominant animals. You will crawl on your belly. You will be the lowest of animals as long as you live. Now imagine, this is why I say your bitterness can be your kindness. Because the snake was really a kind person, a really kind animal. But at one point in time, the snake became bitter because he allowed the enemy to get in him and do some deceitful things. And the curse was everything was taken from him. His legs. At one point in time, at one point, this is what God got me. At one point in time, the snake was able to walk.
Come on.
Most people become bitter because at one point in time in your life, you was able to walk. When the snake was cursed, it wasn't the lowest thing on earth. Before it was cursed. The Lord God made him the cleverest thing on earth. So that means at one point in time, before, the snake was the highest thing
Come on.
of all animals. The snake must have walked because you got anacondas that's long.
Yeah.
So that means the snake stood up
Yeah, you better teach this thing.
long, stood up wide, stood up high
My God.
with confidence. You know. But the snake, everything was taken from the snake.
Everything.
In life, some things you go through and become bitter because everything was taken from you.
Come on, man. Whoa.
So now that everything is taken from you, now that you're going through these things in life and everything, because now you became bitter, but your bitterness is still got some kindness in it. But everybody you attach yourself around, because it just got some kindness in it, you got to remember when he attach yourself, it's still some bitterness. And then when it comes to it, you done made the next person bitter. Because now, because all of a sudden, because yourself has bitterness in it, and I'm rubbing all on you because I am very kind, but I'm not got motive to what I do.
Because the snake will bite you when it get close. Come on now. Come on now.
You might got things in your life that everything you have, I used to have. Now I don't have it anymore. Now I want that what you have because the Lord God took it away from me and I need it back. But I'm going to deceive you with my kindness because I'm still clever.
I can't stand you.
That's deep.
I said, okay, God.
That's deep. That's deep.
And he said, it ain't the wolves. He said, it ain't the wolves you got to watch out for no more. It's the snakes. He said, snakes come in looking good. Snakes come in looking sliver. Snakes come in smiling. Snakes come in kind. Snakes come in loving. Most people, and I said I have to look up a snake. Most people and on earth love snakes.
Yeah, they don't know they do.
I'm telling you.
Come on, preach it.
Most people, animals, a lot of people that I know, they either like pet bulls or snakes.
Come on now. Come on.
Tell it. Negroes that I know from
Like
the
snakes.
either like pet bulls or snakes. Both of them will slide you.
Yes, they
If you don't treat your pit bull a right kind of way,
Come on.
They gonna
it will turn on you.
Yes, they will. You better teach
If you don't treat that snake a little kind of way, you don't feed it in different way, and during a very different time, it's gonna want to eat you.
You better teach.
You up.
Teach.
You up. 'Cause you married.
Solomon.
And I asked the person, I asked the person that I know who likes snake. I said, what you, because ever since I was a kid, he always had reptiles. He always had snakes. And I said, hey, why you like snakes? He said, man, they the most precious animals on earth.
Wow.
I said, what do you mean? He said, man, they slither all over you. They're very kind to you. He said, if you treat them right, they treat you right.
He's snakish.
He's
He's
snakish.
snakish. He's snakish.
And then I said, oh,
He's snakish.
so what happens is a snake come in. The snake is only good with you as long as you treat them right.
That's all. As soon as you
Once you cut certain things off of the snake, it is done with you and it's ready to eat you.
You better teach. You know what?
Once you start taking the rings back from the
Oh!
snake, once you start taking things from the snake, it's not feeling the comfortability no more of where it used to be. So now it's got to remember the snake is still kind. So it still has a motive into what it got. It's very deceitful.
And clever.
And clever.
So, but once you start taking things from the snake, now it start getting treacherous.
He mad now.
When it get treacherous, that means it's trying to. One thing about the snake, when it start getting treacherous, that means it's trying to tear down the house. It is here to divide and conquer.
Well,
I'm high.
To divide and conquer. A snake is to divide things and to conquer it. What I mean is to conquer the mission that it already came out for.
Yeah. They had a motive.
You did it again.
That's why I said
You did it again.
we always miss the little
If this is
things.
recorded somewhere, there's gonna be somebody.
We
Somebody
always
must play with him.
miss the little things. We
Yeah,
talk
we
about the woman,
will. But you
I
shall
showed you.
find him.
and the snake hit me. I said, "Whoa!" God. And I'm sitting there. I read this like 6-7 times. I said, "The snake, the snake, the snake was the most cleverest thing on earth, the most smartest thing on earth." And I had to put myself there because at one point in time I was the snake. At one point in time, you was the snake or are the snake.
Yes.
And you always can go back and be the snake. You just gotta know when to rebuke the snake up out of you.
Come on now. I can't.
Okay.
You just gotta know. Because the snake is a mindset thing.
Come on now.
That's why you have to cast down every vain imagination
Come on.
against the power and the knowledge of God.
Yes.
And I was like, well, it's against the power, because the power is the knowledge.
Yes.
So that means the snake is always trying to get the power and the knowledge. They're always trying to go against the power and the knowledge.
Always.
Always. I said, okay, God. He said, yeah, transform your mind. Renew it. Daily.
Go ahead.
Daily renewal.
Come on now.
That's why it's very important to pray.
Yes.
And I thank y'all.
Thank you, Lord.